Good morning, second graders, and we are doing some math. We are in Chapter 11, the chapter practice. It is page 573. And what I want us to do is take a look at this, and we are going to be doing centimeters. So if you have your centimeter ruler, or if you printed one out, it should look similar to this. Here's our centimeter rulers. And it's wanting us to do about how many centimeters, So let's take a look at this. I could do this, but the way that they are doing this is they're saying about. So I went and I found a real glue stick, and I wanted us to do this. All right, we can do this on the paper and say, oh, it looks like this, and they are both about 2 centimeters, right? I start at the 0 and I go to the edge. So if I'm measuring from the paper, I can do that. If I'm measuring in real life, I can do this. Now, I know that this one is about 2 centimeters. Let's take a look at this paper clip. I can do about what? I put this on the 0, right, at the beginning, and at the end for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so from the beginning to the end, it's about 4. What if I got a real paper clip and I looked? I would say, well, this one's about 5. And there are smaller paper clips, so I could say this one is about 5. I have a smaller one that might be about 3. The one on the paper is about 4 centimeters. Right? Now, the reason I'm showing you these, the real things, is because I want you to think, if this was a real glue stick, would it be about the right size? If this was a real paper clip, would it be about the same size? And if I came and said, I think that this is 14 centimeters, if that was my answer, I want to think, what if I had a real one? Would that be Oh no, 14 is not my best estimate. And you'll see why I'm showing you that as we go further. Now, here is a picture of a chair. This is not a real chair, obviously. I have a chair, but I can't show you my chair under this, and I can't use my centimeter measuring to do meters. So I want you to think, about how many meters tall would this be? And remember, we did it at the beginning of our chapter. We measured and said that 100 centimeters makes 1 meter. So this big, long strip is 100 centimeters. That is a meter. And how many would this take to go from one side of from the top of the chair down to the floor? I want you to use your measurer, your centimeter ruler, and I want you to count how many it would take on a chair at your house. About how many would it be to get to the top of a chair, from the bottom all the way to the top? You can count by 10s, you can count by 20s, whatever kind of rulers you have in centimeters. Let's see if you can come up with an answer for that. And we'll put your answer here. Now, on this, it says to measure objects. This is showing a pair of scissors. If I wanted to get this, would I be able to? No, that's not an actual pair of scissors. So I want to think, what would an actual pair of scissors be? Not like this. I want to think, how can I measure this? It doesn't have a line at the front. It doesn't have a line at the end. What I can do is use my measurer, my ruler, put the line at the first start here, and go all the way to the end. Well, it looks like it goes to 20, but then it's a little bit more. I would estimate that it's about 2 more centimeters. So I could say that my pair of scissors is about, right? That's the word, about 22 centimeters. Now, you might have a different pair of scissors at home. I want you to find your own scissors and measure about how many centimeters they are. If they are smaller, it'll be a smaller number. If they are bigger, it can be a bigger number. So measure a chair, measure your scissors that you find. All right, let's turn over to page 574. And it says to estimate, right? Estimate. That means smart guesses. Estimate lengths in metric units. The book is about 20 centimeters long. What is the best estimate of the length of a bookmark? Now, if my book is 20 centimeters long, would my bookmark be 25? Well, if this from start to finish is 20, I could not have the start to finish of this be bigger than 25. That doesn't make sense, right? I can't have this be bigger than the book. So let's see. Is it a lot smaller? Is it, there's a word that I'm thinking of. Let's see if you're thinking of that same book. How many of these would I need? I would need 2 of these. I'm saying that this bookmark is about half as big as the book. 25 we know is too big. What is half? If I needed this and then one more to get to 20, what number would I need? Let's see. What plus what equals 20? Oh, boys and girls, I think you might be thinking of the same thing. I'm thinking of a double. What double could I use to get to 20? Why, that's 10. And that makes sense if I'm looking at this picture. This picture is 20 of the book. This is half of that size. Now, here they're saying, what is the best estimate of the length of a paintbrush? Now, I'm going to see, 22 centimeters, 1 meter, or 7 centimeters. Now, I just happened to go into my closet and I pulled out a centimeter. I pulled out a paintbrush. Not all paintbrushes are the same size. This is about medium. But let's see, about how long would you say this is? Is this 22 centimeters, 1 meter, or 7 centimeters? Well, let's take a look. Remember, we just looked at our meter tape, and it goes from this all the way to 100 centimeters long. I can't even stretch it out in front. Is our paintbrush going to be 100 centimeters long or 1 meter long? No, that would be too long. Not going to be 1 meter. All right, so let's take a look at the next. I have this that is 20 centimeters long. If I look at the next mark, 7 centimeters, from here to here is 7 centimeters. Does that look long enough to pick up and do painting? Well, let's see. The best estimate for this, not measuring, but estimating something in real life, would be about 22 centimeters. 7 centimeters is too short. 1 meter is too long. 22 centimeters is about right. Let's go to the next. Now it says measure lengths in inches. On our page, we sent out inches and centimeters. The inches say inches here. The centimeter ruler says centimeters here. And we need to measure something. Well, what does that look like? That looks like a toilet paper roll. So let's see. I have this. We're going to measure in inches. About how many inches is that? And I go from this side to that side, right? From the beginning, I start with the 0, not the edge of the paper, with the 0. And when I go all the way to the edge, I get to about 4 inches. All right. And the last one that I want us to work on is a Q-tip, right? Now my Q-tip is about the same size as the real one, or the one on the picture. The real is about the same size as the one on the picture. So I can measure either one. I can say that putting my 0, right, not the edge of the paper, the 0, on this start, and I go to the end, it is about 3 inches. If I take my real Q-tip and I put this edge right on the edge of the real Q-tip and go to the end, I see that it is about 3 inches. It's a little longer, but it's not close enough to 4 to say it's about 4 inches. It's closer to the 3. So on my paper, I'm going to write it's about 3 inches. All right, boys and girls, I hope that you are understanding. I hope that in your brains you're saying, I know about how long these are, and I know that I would use an inch ruler to measure inches. I know that I would use a centimeter ruler to measure centimeters, and I can use a meter stick or 100 centimeters to measure 1 meter. And you can decide which piece you would use to measure different things. All right, again, practice, practice, practice. Go through any pages in Chapter 11 that you haven't completed so far. You don't have an assignment to work on other than measuring the chair and your own scissors. But practice, practice, practice. On Thursday, we will be taking a practice test, and on Friday, we'll be taking a test in Big Ideas Math. All right. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you later.